Okay, I will start session. So from today onwards, so we are going to discuss on entrepreneurship. Okay, so I will start module 3, which is based on entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. These are the contents of module 3: meaning of entrepreneur, evolution of the concept, functions of an entrepreneur, types of entrepreneurs, then development of entrepreneurship, stages in entrepreneurial process, role of entrepreneurs in economic development, entrepreneurship in India, and barriers faced by entrepreneurs in India. So these are the topics covered in this module. This is the objective of this module. So you must be able to comprehend the functions of an entrepreneur, stages in entrepreneurial process, and role of entrepreneurs in economic development. That means you must focus on these aspects of this module. Okay, next, meaning of entrepreneur. Whom do we consider as an entrepreneur? Okay, so that is the meaning of entrepreneur. The word entrepreneur is derived from the French verb entreprendre. The meaning of this French word entreprendre is to undertake. Okay, so to be more specific, the meaning of this French verb is to undertake risk. Okay, so in general, entrepreneur is one who is ready to take risk. Okay, so if you are not ready to take risk, then you should not go for starting your own business. Okay, so you must, if you are comfortable working under someone, so it is not at all a problem. Okay, continue doing that. If you are ready to take risk, if you are having capability to handle pressure, so then only think about starting your own business. Okay, so don't simply go for starting your own business by taking a lot of risk and okay, so there are consequences involved in becoming an entrepreneur that we'll discuss throughout this module. So according to Oxford Dictionary, so entrepreneur is defined like this: an entrepreneur is a person who starts or organizes a commercial enterprise, especially one involving financial risks. Okay, if you start any business, it may succeed or it may fail. Okay, if it fails, then you will be in trouble. You have to pay interest, you have to pay loan, repay the loan to banks or other financial institutions. If you don't repay, then interest will be added to the amount later. You will be in, you have to face legal issues also. Okay, that's why. So entrepreneur must be ready to take these financial risks. The process of creation of a business enterprise is called entrepreneurship. Okay, so one of the quality the entrepreneur an entrepreneur must possess is he must be ready to take risk. Okay, and the overall process of starting a business and running it is known as entrepreneurship. Jeffrey Timmons defined entrepreneurship as the ability to create and build something from practically nothing. So that means if you are starting a new company, before starting that company, there will be nothing. Okay, so by arranging for resources, it may be money, manpower, or other materials required to start a company. Okay, so an entrepreneur is going to establish from scratch. Okay, so it is nothing but, according to Jeffrey Timmons, entrepreneurship is all about building from scratch. Okay, that means so you are starting from zero. Entrepreneurship is the dynamic process of creating incremental wealth. So that means so if you are able to double or triple money, okay, that is nothing but incremental wealth. If you start your business with 10 lakh investment, and if you are able to run it successfully, then the overall asset value of your company might be increased to 15 lakh, 20 lakh, then it may be increased to 50 in terms of crores. So there, if your business is successful, then that will gain wealth. Okay, it may be wealth of assets, it may be wealth because of the brand value gained by the company. Okay, so because of various reasons, there will be incremental wealth accumulation. Okay, next, evolution of the concept of entrepreneurship. So in Europe, during the Middle Ages, that is medieval period, the term entrepreneur was used to describe a person who managed large projects, such as someone in charge of great architectural works. Okay, during Roman Empire and Ottoman Empire, okay, lot of construction work took place in Europe. Okay, in Italy, France. Okay, so at that time, people who are involved in these projects, or who are heading these projects, who are investing on these projects, were considered as entrepreneurs. Okay, which time period do we call as medieval age? Medieval age under ಯಾವ time period? From which century to which century is considered as medieval age or middle age? ಯಾವುದನ್ನ ಮಿಡಿವಲ್ ಏಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? Okay, we consider medieval age or middle age as from 5th century to 15th century. Okay, so that is considered as medieval age or middle age. Okay, later in 17th century Europe, an entrepreneur began to be regarded as a person bearing risks of profit or loss in a fixed contract with the government. So that means, so like the contracts of today. Okay, so even in 17th century also, so people in Europe, so they were also taking contract of government works. Okay, and they were executing those works. Okay, so they were considered as entrepreneurs during 17th century in Europe. In the late 19th and early 20th century, entrepreneurs were not distinguished from managers. Okay, people were considering both as same. Okay, so they were not distinguishing managers and entrepreneurs. In the middle of the 20th century, the notion of an entrepreneur has changed. Okay, and entrepreneur is considered as an innovator, an individual developing something unique was established. Okay, so now also the same thing or same perception is continued. Okay, so that means today also, if someone is considered as entrepreneur, immediately we consider him as an innovative man who did something on his own. Okay, so who is able to convert his ideas into reality. Okay, like that we will have a perception. Okay, this perception evolved from the middle of 20th century. That means after the Second World War. Okay, so from 1945, 1950. Okay, so the perception or the way in which we look at entrepreneurs has changed. Okay, now we consider entrepreneur as an innovator, an individual developing something unique. Okay, so that is the perception today. Next, there are many people who contributed to this concept of entrepreneurship. Okay, they proposed some theories related to the characteristics of an entrepreneur. Okay, so whom we can consider as an entrepreneur, what characteristics he should possess. Okay, all those things were discussed by a few people. Okay, so Richard Cantillon is one among them. He is regarded as the founder of the term entrepreneur in its modern sense. Modern sense means entrepreneur is regarded as an innovator. Okay, we will do something unique. So that is the modern sense of looking at an entrepreneur. So that is this thought was developed by Richard Cantillon. So he wrote a book titled Essay on the Nature of Trade in General, and this book was published in 1730. So in this book he argued that entrepreneurs made conscious decisions about resource allocations, expecting higher yields for their money and other investments. Today also same thing can be considered. Okay, so people will invest money. The reason is not to lose the invested money. The reason why they invest is they want to earn profit from that. Okay, so that is the meaning. Richard Cantillon divided society into two major classes: fixed income earners and non-fixed income earners. Okay, so if you look at the society and if you look at the job patterns, so there are two types of jobs. Okay, some jobs are will give you fixed income. Okay, like salary at the end of every month or at the beginning of every month. So people will get salary. That is the fixed income jobs. Okay, whereas there are some jobs where there is no fixed income. You may get some money, you may not get. Okay, so which are the examples? Or in which jobs you can get fixed income? Which are the jobs which will assure you fixed income? Yeah,
Sir, all government jobs.
okay, all government jobs. Okay, then.
Even private companies also provide fixed salary, sir.
Okay, so you can consider all salaried employee as people who are working for fixed income. Then which are the examples for non-fixed income jobs?
Sir, business enterprises.
Okay. So again, business enterprises means if you are owning a business, okay, if you are running a hotel, if you are working in a hotel, you will get fixed in salary. But if you are the owner of the hotel, then a few months or in few years you may get profit. Okay, in few months you may be in loss. Okay, we know after lockdown, okay, most of the hotels were shut down for 3 months. At that time they don't have any income. Okay, even some of the well established hotels in Asan also shut down. Okay, one famous hotel, Moti Hotel, in front of okay Old City Bus Stand, recently it was closed down. Okay, so so you know all business, if you are running a business, you cannot expect fixed income. Okay, there will be fluctuation in your income. So that's why even entrepreneurs are considered as people uh, who don't get fixed income. Okay, if you start your own business, there is no guarantee that you will earn money every month. Okay, so you may be in last few months and you may be in profit for few months. Okay, so that is considered by Richard Cantillon. He viewed entrepreneurs as non-fixed income earners with known cost of production but uncertain incomes and therefore open to a risk. Next, Adam Smith. Okay, in 1776, Adam Smith published a book titled An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations. Okay, this is the worldwide, it is highly acclaimed book. Okay, Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. In that book, he stated that an entrepreneur has all the knowledge necessary to become a great merchant and is hindered. Hindered means he is restricted, okay, or he is holded by someone. Is hindered by from becoming one only by insufficient capital. Okay, at times people you might have seen people will say, okay. ನನಗೆ ಅದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಆದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ದುಡ್ಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಟ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಫ್ ಮನಿ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಎ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. Okay, so that is identified by Adam Smith. Okay, some people will have very good business model, very good business idea, because of lack of investment, because of they are not able to arrange for that initial investment required to start a business. Okay, that's why they are more worried. And even entrepreneurs are always worried about repo rates by Reserve Bank. Okay, recently Reserve Bank has announced that there is no change in repo rate. Okay, so I think yesterday or day before yesterday. Okay, so who is the present governor of Reserve Bank? Yaro. Who is the present governor of Reserve Bank of India?
Shaktikant Das.
Okay, so he announced that there is no changes in repo rate. What do you mean by that? Why an entrepreneur has to look at changes in repo rate? What do you mean by repo rate? So Reserve Bank will announce repo rates for 3 or 6 months. Okay, at times it will increase the repo rate. Only in few cases it will reduce the repo rate, and in few instances it will retain the repo rate as it is. Okay, for this quarter they are retaining the repo rate. That means there is no modification in repo rate. What do I mean by this repo rate? Okay, repo rate is nothing but it is the interest rate at which Reserve Bank will give loan to other banks. Okay, for example, even State Bank of India will take loan from Reserve Bank. The interest at which loan will be issued to State Bank of India by Reserve Bank is nothing but that is the repo rate. Okay, if there is increase in repo rate, obviously banks also will increase the interest amount on the loan. Interest people have to pay for their loans, that will be increased if there is increase in repo rate. Okay, so all these things are directly related to capital required for starting a business. That's why Indian businessmen or Indian entrepreneurs will always look at the repo rates. Okay, that will affect them. That will they have to pay more interest if the repo rate is increased. Okay, he argued that in order to create an effective capitalist system, individuals must pursue both selfish and social interests. Okay, what do you mean by capitalist system? We have 3 types of systems. Okay, socialist, capitalist, and crony capitalist system. Okay, what is the meaning of capitalist system? Or whom do you consider as a capitalist? Who is a capitalist? Yaru capitalist andre? Entrepreneur. Okay, why entrepreneur is a capitalist? So correct, entrepreneur is a capitalist. Why?
He invests the money, sir.
He
Invests the money.
He owns the capital.
Okay, so capitalist, in simple terms, we can say capitalist is one who is having money to start a business. Okay, so who is having capital. Capital is nothing but initial money required for investment is called capital. One who owns this is considered as capitalist. In a capitalist system, it is a profit oriented system. Okay, even after 1991 India was liberalized. That we discuss in next module. Okay, so there is a topic liberalization, privatization, all those things will be discussed in next module. Okay, at that time we will discuss this in detail. But now capitalist means one who is having capital to start a business. That is the capitalist. Capitalist system means it is a profit oriented system. Okay, if ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ನನಗೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಲಾಭ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ. So that is because of this capitalist attitude. Okay, even if you are interested to study some course, so your parents will see whether ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಇದನ್ನ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸಂಬಳ ಬರುತ್ತಾ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ. That means even this is also a capitalist attitude. Okay, if you invest your time, if you put effort to learn a particular course, whether I am able to get some profit out of it. If you look at things in this manner, this is the capitalist approach. ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಭ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ. So this is the capitalistic tendency. Okay, and this tendency is a result of the system in which we are living, that is the capitalist system. Okay. So that was observed by Adam Smith also. But in order to become a successful entrepreneur, according to Adam Smith, entrepreneur should have both selfish interests and social interests. Okay, we know selfish interest. Okay, if you are an entrepreneur, if you want to earn more profit for your own, okay, that is the selfish approach. Why an entrepreneur should also be worried about social interests, or why capitalist system should worry about social interests? What is the reason? Okay, so before this corona and all those things also, most of the economists around the world, okay, they were saying that even the time of capitalistic system has come to an end, okay, and even this capitalist system also has reached a saturation level. Now we have to change our policies. We have to come up with new way of managing the whole world with the help of an new economic model. Okay, so they were thinking in that terms. The reason is in order to make capitalistic system work, there must be demand in the market. Okay, the demand will be created when people have enough money in their hands. The problem of capitalistic system was it results in creation of wealth. The problem is related to distribution of wealth. Okay, when wealth is distributed, then only there will be demand in the market. If people have enough money to buy products, so then only there will be demand for many products. Then only people will start their own business, sell products, earn money. Okay, all this cycle will depends on creating demand in the market. The demand will be created if people have enough money in their hands. The problem with this capitalistic system is, or why the capitalist system reached a saturation was, it results in accumulation of money in only few hands. You know, the amount of money accumulated with only one person in India. So if you look at that amount, so instead of, and there are statistics, okay, only I think 3% rich in this nation hold more than 70% of wealth of this nation. Okay, so more than 70% wealth of this nation is in the hands of only 3%. So that's why, so there is a gap between poor and rich. Okay, so and that ultimately results in failure of capitalist system, because the demand for the products will ultimately they will go on dropping. Okay, so these are the consequences. So this consequence was anticipated by even by Adam Smith. That's why in order to make this capitalist system work, okay, even social interest, that means to ensure that there is money in the hands of people. Okay, that also our policymakers have to look into that in order to make this capital system work. Next, he introduced the concepts of liberal and entrepreneurial capitalism. Okay, so there is another economic system, that is the socialist system. Okay, in socialist system, what happens is most of the business enterprise are owned by government. Okay, that's why before 1991, most of the companies were public sector. Okay, like HMT watches. Okay, and even most of the companies were owned by government. Okay, now we can see many private companies, many MNCs, even ಈ ಉಳಿದಿರೋದನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲದೂ ಮಾರಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay, that is another thing because of mismanagement. So they are selling even properly managed public sector companies are also government is selling them. Okay, because it doesn't have enough money to run this country. We have reached such a state. Okay, Sanjay ಹೇಳಿ.
ಸರ್ ಈಗ ಈ ಕೆಇಬಿ ಬೆಸ್ಕಾಂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಸರ್?
ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಒನ್ ಇದು. ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ you can understand socialism in this context. Okay, if BSNL is in profit, it is since it is owned by government. Okay, so people of this nation are in profit. Okay, if Reliance Communication is in profit or Jio is in profit, Ambani will be in profit. So that is the difference between a business enterprise owned by government and a private person. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ನಿನೂ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ನೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಮನಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಸ್, ಅದು ಆ ಥರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಇನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಇದು ಬೆಸ್ಕಾಂ, if it is under government, okay, it is a socialist system. If it is run by a private people, then that is a capitalist system. They will work for profit. Okay, private ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ನಡೆಸಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಈವನ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ನೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್, okay, so they are in loss. Government is not a profit making machinery, it has to provide service. But private business enterprises cannot work like that. If they are in loss, they will shut their operations. Whereas government, they don't do that. Government, it will not do that. Even now KSRTC is in loss. Okay, even KSRTC doesn't have enough money to pay salary for its employees. Now what government will do? Government adana KSRTC close ಮಾಡಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. What government will do? Government will give funds so that KSRTC can run during this crisis also. But private ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಥರ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮೆಸ್ಕಾಂ ಬೆಸ್ಕಾಂ ಅದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಅದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಈವನ್ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ they did strikes. Okay, so ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೊರಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅನುಕೂಲ ಏನು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಇನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನದರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, John Baptiste Say. Okay, here P is silent. John Baptiste Say. Okay, is another person who contributed towards entrepreneurship. Okay, he defined an entrepreneur as a person able to recognize opportunities and manage them effectively. Okay, so this entrepreneurship is about identifying the opportunities to start a business, identifying the needs of people or needs of the society. Okay, so that you can satisfy that need and you can earn money. Okay, that is about entrepreneurship. So he also recognized that opportunities and manage them effectively. And if you can consider the example, the best example is Patanjali from Baba Ramdev. Okay, so from past 2 or 3 days, once again Patanjali is in news. For what reason?
Ani.
Okay.
Patanjali.
Okay, so Patanjali Ani is in news. That means once again they commit another fraud. Okay, they sold honey, they mixed sugar and other I think another liquid made from rice. Okay, and even that is imported from China. So they have adulterated honey and they sold it. And now one research has highlighted that, and now they are in controversy. Even if you have remembered, Patanjali announced that okay, we have to invented medicine for this corona. I think so. You know the name of that product. Which is that product? Which Patanjali claimed that if people consume this, okay, their immunity will be boosted and they can. Okay, Caronil. So ethically, these are not good things. Okay, so it is committing fraud one after another. That is secondary. Okay, but the intention, if you look at the intentional, so all these frauds are part of entrepreneurial ventures because Patanjali identified an opportunity. Okay, so ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಯಾವುದೋ ಇದರಿಂದ immunity boost ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜನ ಮುಗಿಬಿದ್ದು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. So they have identified, and so immediately they released Caronil. People also bought. ಅದೇನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so but ಆದ್ರೂ so they will sell and they are able to earn profit. ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಇತ್ತು, they make use of that opportunity, they make money. Similarly, so during this corona pandemic, another thing was communicated by many that if people consume honey, okay, so their immunity will be boosted. Again, Patanjali identified another opportunity to make money. Okay, so they adulterated it and they made a lot of money. And after some days, we will forget the crime committed by this company, and again we go for buying another product from this. Okay. So, but here what you should know is, so this entrepreneurship is all about identifying opportunities. Okay, if you identify a good actual opportunity or actual need, then you can work on satisfying that need. Okay, and you can make money. So he also differentiated the person bearing risk, that is entrepreneur, from the one supplying the capital, that is venture capitalist. Okay, entrepreneurship is not only about investing money. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ದುಡ್ಡಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಆಂಟ್ರಪ್ರಿನರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ that is not possible. Okay, you should have other capabilities also. So that's why, so entrepreneur must be able to take risk, but whereas capitalist need not take risk. Okay, if you have money, even this venture capitalist, what they will do is they will identify a successfully running business, a successfully running startup. Okay, someone has started a company, now the company is in profit, and by looking at their operations, okay, so we can assume that in up years this company will grow to further extent. So this venture capitalist will identify a successfully running company and they will start investing on that company. Or bari investment ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. Okay, when company earns profit, or investment ಗೂ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಕಂಪನಿನ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, so that is the venture capitalist. Their role is they will only give financial support. They don't do nothing other works. Okay, so that is the meaning of venture capitalist. Next, a venture capitalist was viewed as a professional money manager who made investments from a pool of equity in order to obtain a high rate of return on the investment. Okay, so professional money manager, they will invest. Okay, equity means it is nothing, it is related to shares. Okay, it is about purchasing shares and selling and buying shares. Okay, from a pool of equity in order to obtain a high rate of return on the investment. Next, Francis Walker. Francis Walker, he wrote a book titled The Wages Question, a treatise on wages and the wages class. Okay, in this book he distinguished between those who supplied funds and received interest and entrepreneurs. Okay, as we discussed earlier, entrepreneurship is not only about investing money, it is about taking risk. Okay, managing that money. Okay, so to build an organization, and earning or losing, both are possible. You may lose money and you may earn profit. Okay, that is entrepreneurs. Whereas regular people who have money, they always think only about profit. They are not ready to take risk of losing money. That is the difference between entrepreneurs and other investors. Okay, a normal investor will invest only to get profit, whereas entrepreneur is ready to take that risk of being in loss. Okay, but he will be having a positive, he will think, okay, so in an optimistic way. So, but again, there is a risk. Okay, so he may succeed or he may fail. According to him, an entrepreneur is a pioneer, a leader, and a captain of the firm. Hence, any profit that the firm makes depends on his efficiency and superior talent. Okay, so entrepreneur ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವನ ಹೆಗಲ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. He has to take responsibility. Okay, so the success also depends on his capability. Next, Joseph Schumpeter. So he also wrote a book titled The Theory of Economic Development. In this book, he extended the concept of entrepreneurship to include the importance of innovation. Okay, now we consider entrepreneur as a innovative person. Okay, that was earlier identified by Joseph Schumpeter. His view of an entrepreneur is that an innovator playing the role of a dynamic businessman, often adding material growth to economic development. Next, functions of an entrepreneur. Okay, if you are boss of a company, okay, in order to run that company successfully, okay, you have to do a lot of activities, you have to do a lot of functions. Okay, so those will be covered in this topic, functions of an entrepreneur. First function is idea generation. Okay, so that means ಯಾವ business start ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, so that is the first question for which you need to identify or you need to find answer. Okay, so ಯಾವ business start ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay, so this involved idea generation. ಏನನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಜನರೇಷನ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಗಿರೋರು ಇನ್ಯಾರೋ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವ್ರಿಗಿಂತ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಉಳಿಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಜನರೇಷನ್. ಜನರಲಿ market study and environmental analysis tools are used for idea generation. That means in order to identify need, you have to understand the mindset of people and the trends in the market. Okay, for some products the market the product life is only few months. Okay, after few months, if then there will be no demand for that product. Okay, like that there are few products. If you are identifying a product for which the demand is not sustainable, then you must think whether I should start or not. Okay, if I am starting to satisfy a need which will last only for 6 months, then what is the time period I am having to start my business? ನೀವು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರೋ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ಗೆ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್. ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಫೇಲ್. Okay, so that's why you have to conduct market study and whether there is demand for that particular product or not. Okay, what are the actual needs of people, how we can satisfy those needs, what are the competing products. Okay, and again you have to look at the environmental analysis, means economic condition, whether people have purchasing power. Okay, now the problem with current economic crisis is there is no demand in the market. Okay, so when you start a business firm when there is no demand in the market, so then you will be in trouble, or the chance of becoming successful will be less. Okay, next, determination of objectives. This we discussed in previous module also. Okay, so you have, as an entrepreneur or as a boss of a company, you have to define the objectives. Okay, what is the objective of your company and what functions it is going to do, or which need it is going to satisfy. One of the main functions of an entrepreneur is to define the objectives of the business. The business objectives should be laid down clearly. So then there will be no confusion among people working in the organization, no confusion among investors. ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So for investors, okay. So when the objective is clearly defined, then they will get confidence. Okay, so ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ. The entrepreneur must specify the business nature. The nature of business identifies the industry it belongs to, that is manufacturing industry or trading or service. Okay, which is the example for manufacturing industries? We are familiar with those. Okay, if you consider Toyota, Maruti, all these are car manufacturing companies. Okay, like that there are two-wheeler manufacturing companies, like that pen, shoe. Okay, so even textile companies, all these are manufacturing companies. Which are the examples for service companies, or which comes under service sector?
Hospital.
Okay, hospital is a service sector. Then even
Education.
hotel.
Education.
Which one?
Sir, education institution.
Education institutions also service sector. Even software companies are service sector. Okay, so trading companies, there are many trading companies. Okay, so some they will deal with selling and buying shares of companies. Okay, and providing financial assistance. So they are the trading companies. So one famous trading company is Sharekhan. Okay, so that is a trading company. Or you can also consider Goldman Sachs. Okay, so that is also a trading company. Okay, so they will provide financial assistance or they will give suggestions regarding investments. Okay. Next, fundraising. If you again you may have a very good business model, very good business idea. Okay, so you may have some fund in order to start your own startup. 50 lakhs may be required. You may have 20 lakh. Next, the question is, what are the ways in which you can arrange for remaining 30 lakh? In 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ? Okay, so in this situation, this fundraising will come into picture. Now you have to arrange for remaining 30 lakhs. Okay, so that is about fundraising. That is also a role of or function of entrepreneur. Finance is the lifeblood of any business. So if there is no investment, there is no money for investment, you cannot start any company or any business. So it is the function of an entrepreneur to arrange the source of funds for the business. There are two sources to raise funds, internal and external sources. Internal sources means if you are running a company, okay, so by selling the asset of the company or by selling shares of the company, you can get investment, you can get additional money, that is internal source. Okay, or you can make use of your own money. Okay, that is internal sources. External sources means if you take loan from bank, that is the external source. Okay, if you take loan from other financial institutions, that is the external source. Or if you include new partners for your business, that is the external source. Okay, next, entrepreneur must be aware of formalities and guidelines to be followed for raising funds. Okay, should be aware of the government policies, okay, and various sources. Okay, next, procurement of raw materials. The acquisition of quality raw materials is also one of the functions of an entrepreneur. So while starting business, you have to identify, okay, who are the suppliers. Okay, so that is also a function of entrepreneur. Entrepreneur must recognize and allocate economical and constant supply of raw materials. This helps the business to reduce their production cost and increase profit margins. Next, procurement of machinery. So that means if you are starting a manufacturing company, then you need machines. It depends on which product you are producing. Okay, so based on that you have to procure or you have to buy machines. Before the procurement of machines or machineries, entrepreneur must consider following specifications: technology and capacity of the machines. So capacity of the machine depends on the quantity in which you want to produce a product. Okay, so that based on that you will decide the capacity of the machine. Technology also, whether to use new technology, okay, or you go for old technology. Again, that decision also you have to make. Okay, if you consider machines used for metal removal processes, okay, like machining. So you can buy lathe, conventional lathe machine, or you can go for CNC machines. CNC is the upgraded or new machine, whereas lathes are traditional machines. Again, you have to make a decision. Okay, so if you purchase lathe, you need very skilled lathe operators. If you purchase CNC machine, you need programmers. Okay, or who are able to generate programs by do models. Okay, so those type of skill people you need. The next, descriptions of manufacturers and suppliers. Next, after sales service facilities and warranty period. Okay, if you purchase any product, so you will consider these aspects. Okay, ಈ ಕಾರ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವಾರಂಟಿ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ವೈಲ್ procuring machines also, being an entrepreneur, you must look at this point. Okay, next, market research. So this is very important in doing any business. Okay, understanding the market, understanding the customer, understanding the competition for a product is very important. In order to know that, so market research need to be conducted. Okay, market research refers to the process of gathering relevant information about products, customers, and target markets. Again, if you consider any product, some products will have their own specific markets. Okay, some products sold in a particular country cannot be sold in other countries. It depends on their lifestyle. Okay, so their priorities. So based on that, you have to identify the market. Even some products you can sell in cities, same products you cannot sell in villages. So there is a difference. Okay, information about a product must include demand and supply of the product, price, size of the target market. Okay, so where you are going to sell that product, that is the target market. Okay. Next, determination of ownership. Okay, there are 4 types of ownership. Sole ownership means single person, one person is owning a company. Partnership means more than one. Joint stock company means you can get investment by selling shares. Okay, by registering in stock market and selling shares, so you can get investment. Okay, so it depends on trust you are going to get. Okay, if you are in profit and if investors having confidence on your company, stock value will increase, and okay, otherwise it will decline. And cooperative society, the example for cooperative society is KMF. Okay, that is the milk producers cooperative society. So it is the role of an entrepreneur to find out the suitable form of business depending upon the product, size of capital investment, that is how much money required to start a business, then human resources. Next, recruitment of manpower. Again, it is also role of the entrepreneur to set guidelines. Okay, ಅವನೇ ರೆಕ್ರೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಆ ರೆಕ್ರೂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಸೆಟ್. An entrepreneur is also responsible for the manpower planning of the organization. During the recruitment procedure, an entrepreneur has to function the following activities. manpower forecasting. That means what is the manpower requirement or human resource requirement. Next, outlining of selection process. Okay, guidelines. Okay, how people should be selected or recruited for the company. Then formulating scheme of compensation. That means if something happened to worker, okay, how much compensation should be provided if a worker died during in the company itself while working. Okay, so then how he must be compensated. Okay, or if someone retires from the work, okay, so what are the benefits need to be provided. All this also must be defined. Defining the rules of training and development. Okay, next, project implementation. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ so actually product should be produced and that should be sold in the market. Okay, and company should run as usual. Okay, so that is the project implementation. Entrepreneur has to prepare a detailed plan for execution of the project. It is a time bound process. It is the function of an entrepreneur to execute the process from conception to commissioning stage based on prepared agenda as to avoid cost of delay and competition. Okay, if you delay, then that may result in competition from other companies. Okay, ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ your competitors may come into market, then they may dominate. Okay, these are the consequences, and every project must be time bound. Okay, otherwise that will result in consequences. Okay, so types of entrepreneurs I will continue in next class. Okay, so for your third CIE, so syllabus is module 3. Okay, so I will after engaging Monday class, I will send the study material of this module. Okay, you have to prepare based on that. If you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, otherwise I will wind up this class. If you have any doubts or anything to ask, you can.
ಸರ್ ಈ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
Startup.
ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅದು.
ಸೊ ಆತರ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಯೂಶಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ, ಯೂಶಲಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಸ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್, ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಹೊಸದು ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋದ. ಹಳೇದಾದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು 4-5 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, 5-6 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 20-30 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಇರೋ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗೆ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಶುರುವಾಗಿರೋದು ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಇನ್ಫೋಸಿಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್?
ಹೌದು, ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್. ಬಟ್ ನೌ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವೆಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೆಳೆದ್ ನಿಂತ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಜನ ಸೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗಳು ಅವ್ರದೇ ಹೊಸ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಇರೋ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲದಲೇನೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ವಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ there are any other questions you can ask. Okay, so I will wind up this class.